Star Trek: The Lost Generation, a Harrison production.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Captain's Log, Stardate 2-2156.4. The Enterprise, on a routine stellar mapping mission of the Alpha Malurian system. Its crew members are now renewed from a recent shore leave and are anxious to return to a regular schedule, as regular as space travel can be. I am, however, quite concerned about my first officer, Mr. Spock. He seems to be somewhat sullen, moody, and anxious, and I'm not sure why.
Fascinating. Most curious. I have not encountered such a unique perspective since...
Spock, what is it? You're brooding. There's nothing terribly irregular about this star system. What's wrong? Can you tell me what's wrong?
Captain, I am hardly in a somber emotional state. Neither am I brooding. However, I have come across a fascinating yet peculiar aspect of ancient Earth historical folklore.
Spock, I was not aware that you were such an avid historian. Can you tell me more?
It has been a hobby of mine for the last several decades, since our combined experience on the planet Iosha. However, I digress. To the point. I have been most intrigued by an ancient Earth figure of Yuletime folklore called Santa Claus, Kris Kringle, Father Christmas, Père Noël, and other jolly old St. Nicholas nomenclature.
Spock, I can't say I know too much about that character. All I can really remember about him was that he was a grumpy, wizzled, old, fat, and out-of-shape man who was full of delusions of grandeur.
On the contrary, Captain, as shown here on my console, and according to my additional research, he was, prior to the year 1995, Old Earth date, a jolly, happy soul who spread happiness and cheer with the spirit of Christmas giving to all good boys and girls. An almost magical reverence and love surrounded his residence and workshop at a place called the North Pole. I am most curious to know what changed the hearts and minds of Earthlings in such a short time, because after 1995, he looked quite different from this.
Spock, what did he look like?
I'll just call it up on my console. There seems to be something malfunctioning on my computer system. Here it is. It's working now. This is what he looks like after 1995.
I simply cannot imagine, but it seems to me that this issue is worth investigating further. To think a pure, wholesome, and most positive influence on human behavior has been turned into a faded memory and replaced by an ugly, nasty image of negativity and gloom. Who knows? This may have been the beginning of the end of Earth, of ancient humans as we knew it. He is hideous, just as I remembered him. Spock, what we must do is go back to the year Old Earth, 1995, and save humanity again. Find out what happened to the jolly, happy Santa Claus that we knew, and see what happened to transform him into this ugly, hideous creatures. Communications officer, patch me a communique to Starfleet Command on a secure channel and scrambled. Spock, begin your calculations for time travel.
Warp 2.
Steady as she goes, Mrs.
Warp
Sulu.
3.
Hang on, everyone. It's going to be a rough ride.
Warp 4.
Don't worry. We can make it. Hang on. It's going to be tough. We can do it.
Warp 5.
We're getting closer.
Warp 6.
Don't panic.
Warp
Don't
7.
panic. Whatever we
Warp
do,
8.
we must stay calm.
We must go back in time. Back in time.
Warp 9. 9.2. 9.3.
We need breakaway speed.
Breakaway speed now.
9.5. 9.6. 9.7. 9.8. 9.6.
My barons. My poor barons, hang together. Oh, he won't be satisfied till he tears us apart. Hang on, my poor, poor barons. We're going back in time. Spock, where have you taken us?
Judging by the scans, it appears we have arrived at the planet Earth. However, the time frame is undetermined. I suggest, Captain, that we beam down to the surface to establish some point of historical reference.
Scotty, prepare to beam us down to the planet Earth. Aye, aye, Captain. I've got your coordinates now. Prepare for a beam out. Oh. Spock, I have a very, very uneasy feeling about this.
It's possible, Captain, that perhaps I miscalculated our trajectory somewhat.
With a great big hug.
Spock, this is something right out of my Twilight Zone. Are we hallucinating?
I do not believe so, Captain. Reality is often stranger than fiction.
Scotty, beam us up. Beam us up now. Aye, aye, Captain. Right away.
Check.
Spock, that was a really close encounter of a really weird kind. Let's go back to our mission. We've got to find this Santa Claus character in the year 1995. Let's go back and do our slingshot event again.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Spock, are we there yet?
According to my scans and the heavy particulate readings referred to as the smell of money, we have indeed arrived at the planet Earth, at the junction of the Fraser and Nechako rivers. I believe the settlement was once known as Prince George, now a suburb of Vancouver. We are indeed at the latter decade of the 20th century.
Bullseye. Well done, Mr. Spock. Transporter room. 2 to beam down. Let's find a fairly unpopulated area. Perhaps that parking lot down there outside that structure called Parkwood. Spock, Scotty, can you give me a reading on that coordinates of that structure? Aye, aye, Captain. I've got your readings. Ah, that certainly hasn't changed much down there, has it, over the last 200 years? Are you to think they're still planning to do that renovation to that mall? Ah, I'm sure it would be a bonny-looking mall if they did. Well, you're right about it being deserted. Here we go. Spock, it's a certainty that they haven't seen an extraterrestrial before. Here, wear this Santa Claus hat.
Cover those ears. Cover those ears. I know what you mean, Captain. I've done this before. very sporting. Beam us down, Mr. Scott. Ah! It's that hat! I just had visions of a horrible experience I lived through last year. Ah.
There, dear. What's the trouble? Do you need mouth-to-mouth resuscitation? Poor dear Barbie. Well, let me explain to you folk. Last Christmas, we were doing some shopping here at the Bay. They certainly do know how to acknowledge a customer and ask if it's on your Bay card and use your name, and man, can they ever add on sell. Well, Barbie and I were walking through the toy department looking at their excellent selection of toys. They had all sorts of great toys over there. Anyway, we came upon what looked like and appeared to be an army of the ugliest, most repulsive, angry-looking Santa Clauses that you ever did see. They were everywhere. Barbie and I were surrounded. We couldn't find an exit or a customer service manager. They were all over at Little Ollie's having coffee. Anyway, we had to find a way out of our predicament, and no one could explain why this was happening. I still don't know how we got out there, but somehow we found our way back home. Poor Barbie, she fainted then too. Ken, this is going to sound like an odd question, but what year is this? Why, it's September 24th, 1996. Why do you ask? No time to explain. I've got to excuse myself. Thank you for the information. Would you like me to give Barbie mouth-to-mouth resuscitation? No thank you. I'll take care of that job. Then, Mr. Spock, we had best take our leave of these folks.
You're right, Captain. Live long and prosper, Ken.
Yeah, sure. You all take care of yourself now. See y'all later on TV. Bye for now.
Or maybe earlier.
Scotty, beam us up. My, those folks sure do disappear. Barbie, hiya, Spock. I can't believe we were this close. This close. But still, we have to go back one more year. To the year 1995. But this is definitely the right place.
Absolutely, Captain. Here we go.
Back to Parkwood Mall, 1995.
Jim, I do believe I have come across the correct time now. It's 1995 at a most critical, crucial, and focal point. Check this out on my screen.
Spock, tell me who we're looking at. Who is this individual?
I'm not sure, but he does work at the Bay, and I believe he is responsible for what's happened to Santa.
Christmas, December, my favorite time of the year. December, my favorite time of the year. Christmas, ho ho ho, and my favorite character, Scotty. Where are you now, Commander, when we need you the most? Well, back to work. Oh, there be the phone. I must answer it. Human Resources, Jeff speaking.
Mr. Harrison, I have a business proposition for you.
From Klingon. Is that someplace in the lower mainland? Oh, no matter. Yes, how can I help you today? Yes, I'm in charge of the short-term Christmas leases for the Bay. Oh, you have a product for me, do you? Can you describe it to me? Ah, Santa Claus as well. Jolly good time of the year to do it. Yes, no, but I must check with my boss first whether they would be appropriate. No. Well, I'm sorry.
Yes, of course you must check, Mr. Harrison.
I will take 12 of them. Send them right away. Do not hesitate. Thank you. My goodness, that was weird. Could have sworn I ordered 12 paper mache Santa Clauses. Oh, no bother. Back to work.
Oh! I've accomplished my mission, that fool Earthling Harrison. Phase 1 is complete. Glorious! Glorious! With this new system of brainwashing, the Klingon Empire will have a new lease on life. We will use these transformed Santas to create an army which will eliminate the humans so that Klingons will rule the planet Earth and therefore control Starfleet Academy. The United Federation of Planets will be under Klingon control from this point into the future. Victory! There! Take that! Another one bites the dust. Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! There you go, you Santa, you! Ha 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 ha! Come on, you Santas. Let's head to the bay. We'll meet you and meet Canada at the bay. We'll go on to victory. We will have all honor for the Klingon Empire and her armies of Santas. On we go. Captain, I'm experiencing most unusual power surge readings from the planet around that Parkwood Mall Center. Perhaps we should go investigate.
You may be right. It can't be the boilers. They never work on that planet. Go down. Krog, stop this evil plan. Stop now. Save the world.
I'll never give up to you humans. You can't spoil my plans for glory and honor. No, no, you can't do it. Stop. Oh, toi chung, toi 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 chung, toi toi.
Grab him, Spock. Grab him now.
Too late, Captain. My reflexes aren't what they used to be.
Yes, but we did save Santa. We saved him from a ignoble ending. Spock, we are heroes. We have saved the day.
Once again, Captain. Captain, I have one concern. What are we going to do with all of these brainwashed Santas? How are we going to counteract the negative impact of the Klingons? What is it that we can do?
We must look to the people of the Bay Parkwood Mall, those friendly folk who can give even the ugliest, hideous Santa a good home. They know how to take care of good things. We must appeal to their better nature, those friendly folk who love and care for all their customers. They are the ones who will save the Santa Clauses. These are the ones who will look forward to the future, who will be able to save the Federation from the evilness of these Santa Clauses. These are the ones who will be able to give them good homes and bring these Santas up in a loving environment. And so it is, good people of the Bay Parkwood Mall. It is, in fact, up to you to give these Santas a home that they so richly deserve. They are not so bad after all. Look at them. They would look good in your homes at Christmas time. If you would now, each of you, stand up, stretch, and look under your chair. If you have a red ribbon under your chair, you may take one of these Santas home. Thank you, and good night.
All right, you chipmunks, ready to sing your song? Ready, Alvin?
Ready when you are, Dave. Christmas, Christmas.